Good morning, I'm Julia. It's Monday the 22nd of March and I'm a little bit late sowing my potatoes. My first earlies are going in today into 30 litre tubs with compost. 5 inches in the bottom. Let's change you so that you can see. Okay, so I am sowing Pentland Javelin. When I did my, I've got so many potatoes to do today. Well, I'm not doing them all today. So I'm just going to put a couple of inches in the bottom. When I did my big potato purchase, I forgot to buy first earlies. So this is the only first earlies I'm doing today. I'm also using a potato fertiliser, which I don't normally do. I normally just use fish blood and bone and chicken manure pellets. Ooh, interesting. Okay. How much does it say? Oh, do you know what? I'm going to go with a handful or 2 per tub in the bottom 2 inches. There we go. Seed potatoes that are quite nicely chitted. I'm going to put 2 nestled in where the handles are. That'll remind me with the next layer where they are. I do put 4 potatoes per planter in. Yes. In this size, yes. I'm just going to cover those over like that. Stick another handful of that in. 2 more potatoes. And this time, not where the handles are. And then cover them over. I'm not going to put any more of that fertiliser in the top layer because they, as you all know, they get there. There's hardly having a pop. Pop Ian again. They get all the goodness from below, not from above. Above is where the potatoes grow. Okay. I'm not really one for cleaning out buckets that much. I figure we're putting dirt in. So unless my plants have had some sort of disease the year before, I don't worry about it overly much. That's probably, yeah, about 5 scoops. 2 of that for this bottom layer. That's going to get the most action. Both layers of potatoes will grow down into it. Okay, 2 more spuds. Right. The handles. 1, go. I am a little bit late doing this. Why am I a little bit late doing this? No idea. No idea. It's just the way it worked out. Actually, over the weekend we were doing other stuff. You'll see in the plateau. I'm trying to get some of the beds ready. And I've moved the bean arches, which is good. And then 2 more are a bit smaller this time, where the handles are not, and then cover it over. And then I will continue thusly until it's all done, and then I shall show you at the end. I've had a small change of mind about where to keep these potatoes. I'm not going to keep them in here in the polytunnel, because if it does rain overnight, they don't get the advantage of the rainfall. So I am going to put them outside. I hear you screaming, no, frost! You're right, covered with fleece, so they will be fine. Because I'm going to say this, but I'm going to touch some wood at the same time. There you go, wood touched, see? Touching wood. I doubt we're going to have a really severe enough frost to damage anything. Even if we do have a frost, if they're under fleece, I think they'll be fine. And if anything really dreadful is forecast, I'll bring them back in here and cover them over with fleece in here for a night or two, however long is necessary. But for the moment, they're going outside under fleece on one of the beds. On one of the beds that is not used at the moment. Not that any of them are used at the moment, but you know what I mean. Let's get them moved. I'm going to use this bed here as opposed to the others, because that one right down at the very end there is not covered yet. This one's going to be salad stuff, so that will have things like radishes and things in it very soon. This one, however, here is going to be corn and squashes, so that won't be used for some time yet. There we go. So this is the bed that they're going to go on underneath that fleece. So let's get on and do that. Well, that did not take long, did it? A matter of moments. And now they'll be much better there, because they'll get the rain. Hooray! Next job. Cable tie all these canes onto the green bean stands. Arches. Onto the green bean arches. So with the potatoes, I've realised I've not got enough buckets to plant all the potatoes straight away that I've bought, so I've got a lot more on order. I think I've got enough to do maybe 2 more batches, varieties, but when those are in I'm going to have to wait, and my new pots are not due until 2 weeks, so that's going to be quite late for planting potatoes, but I'm just going to have to be patient and live with it. Who knows, maybe it'll be a beneficial delay in the end. You don't know with weather and stuff and gardening, do you? So the canes on the bean arches are just tied on with string at the moment. It's absolutely not strong enough, so I am going to be using cable ties, zip ties in America. I don't know what they're called elsewhere in the world. To make them much tighter and stronger. I'm going to have to come back and do the 3 lines that are over the top, but for the most part that's that job done. That's 2 jobs ticked off my list, and I only had 3 on my list for today, so cool. So here, this is a row of 4 buckets of carrots that I sowed. Oh, after I'd harvested the potatoes, I just whacked them in. Didn't change anything, didn't change soil, just whacked them in. I've pulled 1 from each box to show you initially what we've got. I'll put up the names of the varieties. There's only 1 that I can remember outright. I know the names of the varieties, but I can't remember what order I planted them in. So we've got the golden nuggets first. And considering they went in so late, not bad. I am harvesting all of them, whatever their size, because I need the buckets for the potatoes. This is supposed to be a quick catch crop at the end of the season after potatoes have come out. Weeds, let's get the weeds out as well. It's not supposed to hold up the planting of this year's potatoes. So I'm going to get what we can out. Let's have a look. Not bad. These golden nuggets, I have to say, have proved to be, I think, probably my favourite. And absolutely fine as a little tiny catch crop. And I do expect they are going to be tiny. Although, feeling that, not so bad. And these got left out. In all that bad weather we had, I forgot to move them. So they were covered in snow not so long ago. They've had frost, ice, snow, hail, rain, sun. Those are 2 small ones, babies. Edible. They are hairy, they were starting to get going again, so I think I'm right to pull them now. This is going to take a little while. So I'm going to continue pulling this box, and then when I move on to the second one, I'll bring you back. Okay, pot number 2, a different variety. We actually got some really quite nice carrots out of those golden nuggets, so I'm quite pleased with that. Nice basket of them. Let's see what's in the next one. I don't expect this one to be quite as productive. Let's just adjust you a minute. So this is the one that I've pulled up initially. Oh, that's the one. So it's a much smaller than the golden nugget, but we'll see what we've got. More weeds initially. Tell you what, I'll move this bucket to you instead of moving you to it. There we go. Let's see what's in this one then. A nice piece of string to start us off. And again, can't remember what they are. I suspect they were going to be quite long ones, so that's my initial one that I pulled up. That's the second one. Slight improvement. Okay, bucket number 4. This one might be a little more promising. This is the initial carrot that I pulled up. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, well that's not bad, is it? Second one. Not going to do all of them with you. Well, whatever's in this bucket is going to get grown again for the winter, definitely. Walking up quite a nice size and shape. Not a bad one, is it? At all. Well, they're not to be grumbled at either. That was finished. It was definitely sort of quite close together. Slipped out my hand, they did. Slipped out my hand, them seeds. Okay, well, I think that's it. Sorry, I'm looking into the sunshine now, so I'm squinting. Considering that those carrots were in no way mollycoddled at all, they've been on this wall at the back of the house all the way through the winter, through all the bad weather that we've had. A month of frozen solid ground. They survived a month of frozen solid ground. It's quite amazing, really. And those buckets wouldn't have been doing anything. They would have just been piled up empty in the greenhouse waiting for this time of year when I would sow the potatoes. So that little experiment is definitely one that I'm going to do again. I might even actually do quite a lot of them, because the compost will already be in the buckets from growing potatoes. Well, it can easily be put back into the buckets from growing potatoes when I harvest those, and then sow straight away a load of carrots and have a nice little harvest at this time of year, which is very welcome, don't you think? I'm quite pleased actually with that. In fact, I'm really quite overjoyed. There's going to be fresh carrots with our tea tonight. These little bad boys. Golden nuggets. Try them. They're gorgeous. They stay that beautiful golden colour. So when you mix golden ones with orange ones, and when you do purple haze ones, I didn't grow purple haze through the winter. That's an experiment I didn't do. I might try that on one bucket next year. But next year, definitely golden nugget and whatever that last bucket was that gave us some nice carrots. Sown a little more thinly so that I get a bigger haul. But I'll have more buckets because I'll use all the buckets that I'm using this year for potatoes. I only did 4 buckets this year as an experiment. Successful experiment, I would say, so that's cool. Okay, so I'm going to take these in, get them cleaned. I bring a bucket out to clean them in. A bee! A bee! Can you hear him? Her? Him? That was one of the great big fat, juicy, fuddly cuddly ones. Not that I'd want to cuddle a bee, but it's one of the ones that don't make me run a mile. Like for instance, wasps. Right, I think that's probably me done for today. I'm going to empty these buckets onto the long narrow bed, which is now, I don't know if you can see, covered in compost. Can you see through there? Yeah, that's it, you can see it, that's the one. So that's now covered in compost, but it's absolutely not enough compost. I'm going to go and buy another 4 big bags of it for that, and I'm going to have to buy some more to do the potatoes as well. Although I do have enough. I've got 1.5 bags inside the greenhouse, polytunnel, a bag up there that doesn't necessarily have to go in yet, and a bag on one of the beds over here that is going to need to go in soon, and that's probably going to need another bag too, because that, I'm starting an asparagus bed this year. That's going to go in that bed that is straight outside the polytunnel. I think that would be a good spot for it. It is so nice to turn your face to the sun and feel warmth. Ta-da! Just on cue. It's beautiful. There's buds popping all over the place. There's things growing in the greenhouse. There's things growing in the conservatory. Things beginning to take shape around here, which is great. Okay, I'm going to go and wash my carrots. Well, I'm going to empty the buckets first, and then I'm going to go and wash my carrots. Maybe even have a couple with lunch. Whatever lunch is going to be. I haven't decided yet. Okay. This is me signing off. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed my little harvest, my carrot experiment, which I am, very, very happy with. A good experiment, did well, brilliant. I hope you've enjoyed watching that little harvest, and I will put across the bottom what variety was what, so that you know which ones I grew, which ones were successful for me. They might not all work that way for you. You might have better varieties for your area than I do, but for me, carrots through the winter, in buckets, on this wall, leave them alone, brilliant. Worked a treat, definitely going to be happening again next year. This year. Right, thank you for watching. It's been my pleasure as always. Time for me to go and have some lunch. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.